OT tip of the month for middle school and high school students transitioning back to school. I want to first bring to your awareness when you're transitioning back on site, how long has it been since students have been back in the building? What have their lives looked like this last year? All of us have experienced collective trauma with living through the pandemic. We've all experienced an enormous amount of stress, unpredictability, disruptions to our routines, and that certainly impacts all of us in different ways. For some of our students, besides all of these pieces, they've had to encounter some other traumatic events or experiences, such as the death of a family member, or financial stress of their family if there was any job loss, or physical or sexual abuse happening in the home, food scarcity, and experiencing poverty. So I want you to keep in mind what your students are coming in with and how they may look different or interact differently because of all of these experiences in the past year. Trauma-informed education teaches us that the fastest way to resilience is through connection and relationship building. So that's what I want to highlight first, is that I want you to be really thoughtful about how you're building relationships with your students. Teachers do a wonderful job of this already, and so I just want to highlight it as another piece that's even more important now than ever. One thing to keep in mind is that this past year, many students have had their cameras off, and so you as teachers are going to have to relearn names, and using their name really consistently can help to build that relationship. With our middle school and high school students, peer relationships are extremely important during this time, and were really disrupted in this past year. And so thinking about how can you foster relationships between peers during the school day? Can you incorporate partner work and group work more into your lessons? When students are done with their work, is there an opportunity to socialize? What does that look like? What are some rules around that? Can they play a game? Can they talk quietly with a friend? So just being really thoughtful about how you're supporting that aspect of learning. The other thing that I want to bring to your attention is that our team of OTs starting to work with middle school and high school students back on site, we're noticing a lot of challenges with executive functioning. That's that higher level thinking, problem solving, time management, organization, and that all of their brain function here in the frontal lobe. Well, during traumatic stress and traumatic events, what happens is this frontal lobe just shuts off. And so you as teachers might need to act like that frontal lobe for a little while for your students. Simple things that you can do are checklists. What do they need to do in order when they're doing independent work? Or what supplies do they need to accomplish a task? Here's a list of all of those things. Whenever you give oral information or oral instructions, make sure it's written up on the active board as well so that they can refer back to that, because their memory and short-term memory isn't operating as well as it used to. And then another thing to keep in mind or think about is, could you use a time timer like the one picture here to help students to know how much time is left in partner work or group work or independent work that you're having them do. So I hope you find these tips helpful. I hope the transition goes extremely well and wish you the best of luck. Until next time.